Thanks to our friends at The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Rive to receive the top 10 stocks to buy right now. Given everything that has happened in cryptocurrency over the last 2 weeks, and if you think about it over the last 6 months, I think it's worth thinking about, is this an industry that's worth investing in all right now? And how should we think about this as investors? So I wanted to do a video with my thoughts on where crypto is going and where I am putting my money. I am invested in crypto right now, but I maybe think about this a little bit differently than a lot of other investors. So let's get to my thoughts. But before we do, I do want to thank this video's sponsor, The Motley Fool. You can get 10 great investment ideas from them. Their top 10 picks right now at fool.com/Rive. I will put the link in the show notes, or you can see it on the screen here. It really helps out the show, fool.com/Rive. Now let's get to my thoughts on where we are with crypto right now. I think we can reasonably admit after the collapse of the FTX token that most project-based tokens are probably either worthless or not worth nearly as much as they're valued at today. I gave a couple of examples here. The FTX token is obviously on its way to zero likely, but ApeCoin is associated with the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Now notably, it was not created by Yuga Labs, the creator of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, but it has had a multi-billion-dollar valuation overall. I just don't see a world where a token that's supposed to be used in a metaverse game that doesn't exist should be worth billions of dollars. So that may seem crazy to some people that are very into the Bored Ape Yacht Club, but I just think that we've seen enough of these tokens fall apart that there's really no reason to think that there's a lot of investment value there. The Sandbox is another example. Steppen, which had a very high valuation earlier this year, is another example. We've just seen these tokens fall over and over again. So I think that if it's a project-based token, you can probably assume it's not worth a lot and isn't worth your investment dollars right now. Where I do think there could be value long-term is in tokens that are related to running a blockchain. So this would be like Ethereum, Solana, and Polygon, or the Matic token. These are the native tokens of these specific blockchains. And that is where I'm focused most of my investment dollars right now, is not only the tokens there, but the NFTs and the businesses related to those NFTs that are being built there. Ethereum is arguably the biggest and most developed blockchain from a smart contract perspective right now. So that is clearly a leader. There are some challenges related to slow activity and high costs. Solana has answered some of those challenges, has much lower costs and very fast transaction volume, but it has had a number of downtime concerns this year, so that is a concern there. But those are, I think, two leading blockchains. Polygon, I think, is worth taking a look at because it's where most corporate activity is going on right now. Companies like Nike, Starbucks, they're building on the Polygon blockchain, which is a layer 2 blockchain on Ethereum. That's the reason that one might be of interest. Now, I'm not predicting that any of these tokens are going to go higher, but if you're interested in these ecosystems being built and what's being built on the blockchain, I think this is where you should be focusing your attention in your investment dollars if you're interested. Another framework as we get out of the hype phase of cryptocurrency is that utility matters. What are we going to be doing with the blockchain and with cryptocurrency a decade from now? This is really worth thinking about. Do we think that a blockchain that has transaction costs of $100 or more and can only handle a few dozen transactions per second is going to be usable 10 years from now? Well, I have my questions about that, which is one reason I'm a little skeptical of Ethereum, but that is where a lot of the development is today, and it does have very good security. So that's the bullish case there. Solana, on the other hand, I think is much more user-friendly and developer-friendly because it has high speed and low cost. Usability and utility matters. We need to start thinking about the blockchain in terms of utility, not just speculation. And I think these are two options for that right now. This is a big one and ties into the themes that I have already talked about. Buy builders, not traders. I think we have proven this at this point that trading and leverage is really a road to ruin in cryptocurrency. So that's not something that I'm focused on right now, but there are a lot of people building really interesting things on the blockchain with cryptocurrencies, new business models. Pay attention to what's going on there and ask yourself, what's being built here? What's being built on Ethereum? What's being built on Solana? That's where the innovation is really going to happen, and that's what's going to drive the value of those tokens up long term, not just the speculation that we've seen over the last couple of years. And the final question we all need to ask ourselves is, who do you trust? We've seen exchanges have a number of problems this year. A lot of these exchanges operate in overseas markets, are not based in the US. So that can be really problematic because the regulations are simply not there. We don't have a lot of transparency in what their balance sheets look like. Honestly, the only exchange that I'm looking at right now is Coinbase because they are a publicly traded company. We have to see their audited financial statements every single quarter. And so we know what that company looks like from a financial perspective. Every other company is completely opaque and you don't actually know what the risks are, even if you think you trust management. We saw that with FTX. So I would caution everybody there. The same thing goes with protocols. If you are keeping money on protocols, you need to figure out who you trust. And it's fair to be skeptical right now. And you know what? It's okay for you to say, this is not for me right now. I think there's going to be a lot of disruption that comes from cryptocurrency and from the blockchain over the next decade, but I simply don't know exactly where that's going to come from. And so it's okay for investors to say, hey, I'm interested in this. I want to watch what's going on, but I'm not going to put my money to work in crypto right now. Those are my general thoughts after the last week or two that has been a lot of turmoil. I think there's still a lot being built on the blockchain. I'm really interested in what's going on, and I will cover that periodically on this channel. I will also put some resources to some videos about what exactly happened with FTX below so that you can get some background on that from people who know the insides and outs of that better than I do. What do you think about cryptocurrency? Is this industry dead? Is it just going through some growing pains and a lull right now? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Give this video a like, and of course, follow the Rive Project. I will be covering crypto and disruptive publicly traded companies that may be a little bit more reliable than crypto companies right now on this channel. Thanks, and I will see you here next time.